Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Pixel Effect. Few things came out this week I'm surprised about. First off, Monster Hunter Double X or Double Cross in Japan. They're having the game's coming out for Nintendo Switch. It looks a bit better. I thought it was just going to be like a port, but they actually improved the graphics a little bit. So I'm hoping it comes stateside, but right now it's just set for Japan. But they also have a limited edition in Japan coming out, as you can see. The keychains, you get the box in the corner it comes in. You get the soundtrack with the game. I'm sure it's not all the songs. Of course it's not. It says selection. That means if the game has 80 tracks, you're going to get 12. But I highly doubt this is going to come to America. I don't know, it could. Capcom's one of those companies you can never tell what they're doing. Kind of like Sega nowadays. I could see Capcom in America releasing a limited edition, but I can't see them giving us all this stuff, with the production notebook, the soundtrack selection, that little packlet you saw, or mini backpack thing. But then again, Capcom could, we have gotten some pretty good collector's editions from them. Street Fighter, not so much. That was a bad collector's edition, honestly. Then you had Resident Evil. It was decent. I think Japan had more stuff, The house is nice, but honestly, I haven't touched it since the game came out. So, I'd like to see this come stateside, but hopefully at E3 we'll hear something. But for now, it's strictly Japan. The good thing about that, though, is the Nintendo Switches are region free. So if you want to import it, you can. If you don't want to wait, if you do want to wait, we'll have to see. But I think it's set for like a late June release. I'll post it in the description after this, and then we also had gameplay footage of Crash Warped from the N Trilogy collection. I'm so excited for this game. It looks like they're doing this game justice. I grew up on Crash. Everything about this game so far I'm liking. Some of the character animations like Coco, I'm getting used to, but so far it looks amazing, and it's still coming out for June. So be on the lookout for that. Another game is Little Witch Academia. Is that how you say it? Has a game coming out. I was surprised by this. The trailer that you can look up on YouTube for the full trailer. It almost looks like a Guilty Gear game from the animation, the animation style. Bandai Namco is bringing this game to us, and the pictures are courtesy of Famitsu. Is that how you say it? The Japanese gaming website. I probably butchered that saying. I'm sorry, but the pictures are from their website, so I'll give them credit. But yeah, the trailer, it looks like a Guilty Gear game almost, or the new shell shading they use in that game, So it could be good, I look forward to it. I haven't followed this as much as I'd like. I watched the movie on Netflix, I think, but besides that, I have not looked into the series much. I want to. I've just been so busy. But the game, I haven't seen the set release date for it yet. But just from the trailer they've shown off, it's not very long. It's like maybe a minute 30, but it looks pretty sweet from what I have seen. And all the character animations, all the cutscenes are pretty much the same style Guilty Gear XR used in their latest game. So that's gonna be pretty sweet. Looking forward to that. Then another thing coming out in Japan this midsummer sometime, hopefully. If I translated it correctly, are virtual cafes where you can use VR to watch different programs while you're at the cafe. Basically, it's the same thing as what Japan already had, internet cafes, but they're going to start adding VR units in them. And I believe it starts out at 300 yen a use. So, if you live in Japan or you're going to Japan, that could be neat, But otherwise, nothing stateside, And from what they've shown off, it's mainly like virtual games, a few TV specials, TV shows. I think there's like 230 programs set right now when they release. So it could be interesting to see what all they're going to put on it. And of course, they're going to have a hostess that is tied to the unit, and as anybody can guess, it's the new virtual idol that has become popular overnight, AI Chan. Surprised how popular she got from all the crazy stuff she really does. I mean, usually all she does is scream and give you odd stares that turn into memes later. But she's a kind of cool character. I like her. You know, she's funny. I'm still trying to figure out if somebody's just moving her, or do they have somebody in the studio literally doing the animations and they program them to the bone structure of her, or is it literally just somebody controlling her? Because I know she's not an AI, honestly. Because if it is, dear God, Japan, what are you doing to us? We're going to have Gundams running over us pretty soon. You know, our new lords and masters. If the AI is that powerful, but like I said, I don't think she's an AI. I think she's just a cute person using whatever. You know, she's going to be tied to the unit. You know, so when you go in, you'll see her, and then you can pick the shows you want. A lot of the apps are like so far, mainly Android and Google Play stores. You know, apps. Why Japan can't we get some of those programs? As you can see in this little clip right here, real short though, but yeah, you saw that. Sorry, it wasn't longer. Trying to avoid copyright on that crap. You know how they get in Japan. The games, the TV shows, the PlayStation VR. I have one, but it's like, why haven't we got more stuff for it yet? You know, I don't know. You know, Japan's getting all this stuff. Of course, because it's Japan. You know, they usually get the cool stuff. But I would like for my VR unit to be used. Right now, my friend still has it at his house. I don't think he's touched it since he's used it. And you know, you got games like Re Zero over there coming out for it. And but here, stateside, the PlayStation VR is going to turn out like the Vita if Sony doesn't do something. I hate Sony when they do that crap. They announce something, they say this is going to be the next thing, you know, that's going to be big, kind of like the Vita. We're going to support it. It's going to be great, you know. But when the money hits the books, they don't do anything with it, like the Vita. They pretty much start supporting it in America. They just didn't give a crap. They didn't make anything for it. They're like, well, it didn't sell. You know, because you didn't make anything for it. You can't release a system and say, okay, we want you to buy this. No, you have to put games out first for people to buy it. Nintendo's a different creature. You know, they released the Switch. All they had for it was Zelda. And what was it, 1-2 Switch, which you know that wasn't sold a system seller right there. You know Zelda, you know, like I told you before in a past video, it had 100% attach rate. That's because it's Zelda, you know. Zelda will sell anything. That's a tongue tie. Zelda will sell anything. You can make Zelda boxers, Zelda waffles, Zelda toothpaste. It sell, you know. But anyway, the Vita, you know, and plus Nintendo had a whole presentation showing what games are coming out for the system, how they're going to support it. This is a new system going forward. The Vita didn't get that treatment. All we got was a bunch of indie games, and you know, Sony's like, yeah, we're going to release games for it. They never did. So now all the Vita is a third-party system in Japan where, I mean, not third-party system, but that's all the games they get are usually third-party games in Japan, you know. And they're running, I mean, they do decent. They do decent because there are still games coming out for it. But it's going to be like the PSP eventually here where it's just going to stop because, you know, Sony doesn't know how to support anything. Just like the PlayStation VR. Only game recently that has been really good to me. You know, there have been a few games, you know, a few indies here and there. But the only game that really caught my attention was Resident Evil. It was amazing, you know. I didn't like that it was so dark, honestly, you know. And not saying because I was afraid, but literally it was, you couldn't really see. It narrowed your vision. You know, you play in full screen, you could see like down the hallway. You play in VR, it literally narrowed your vision to just like a, you know, just a very small binocular view. But honestly though, it was a good game. You know, I see a dead fish, I could look at it, I could move around it, you know. But besides that, My Vita has been in literally when it was at my house in the floor collecting dust. Like there was nothing for it. You know, everything released had been little short demos like the Star Wars VR thing where it was like, oh, you can fly a TIE fighter for like, oh, 4 minutes or 3 minutes, you know, and thanks for playing, you know. Then we get things like, oh, we're making Ace Combat with VR. Oh, it got pushed back to 2018. So sorry, you know, so the VR, you know, unless Sony comes out at E3, honestly, to show some new stuff, I might just sell mine, you know, because there's no point in keeping it if you're not going to release stuff for it. I don't want one or two games a year, you know, Resident Evil style, saying, okay, here's a new game. Okay, we get anything else? No, that's it. Well, you know, thanks a lot, Sony. You're helping me out right there. But yeah, but so yeah, the VR is a disappointment. But in Japan, at least, it looks like VR is getting support all around for all kinds of stuff, from TV shows to games, you name it. I pretty much seen it over there. But yeah, but for right now, you know, that's pretty much all the news right now. I got some more, you know. Wonder Woman's coming out pretty soon. I'm looking forward to that, you know. I followed Wonder Woman since I was little. You know, she was always a cool character. She kicked butt, you know. And now, you know, the movie, some people are upset she's coming out, you know, and they're like, oh, you know, um, you know, it's just a typical nerd guy rage, you know. But me, I'm like, you know, if you grew up on it, just be happy in movies coming out, you know. I mean, Wonder Woman's always been cool, you know. Sure, you got not a lot of bandwagon people coming out now that who pretty much never cared about her before, you know. But at the same time, those are just new fans, just like Star Wars. Some of the people that came out for Force Awakens probably never seen the old movies, you know. So in that light, people who are going to see Wonder Woman probably haven't touched a comic book ever, you know, and think she's the only bad kick butt female character in comics, which isn't true. There are a ton of strong female characters in comics. You just have to read, you know. They might not be in every story you want, you know. It's like, that's one thing I think people don't understand. Not every story has to have a character, you know, that you have to, what do you call it, relate to, you know, like Batman. You don't gotta have Wonder Woman in every one of his stories, you know, or say, we need a character in Batman. No. There are great characters out there, you know. You got She-Hulk, you got X-23, you got Wonder Woman, Supergirl, you know, there are a ton of superheroes out there that kick butt, you know. You just have to go for those characters or go for those comics, you know. But they're out there, you know, and so enjoy it, you know. I've heard good things about the movie, so I'm looking forward to seeing it. That and Cars 3. I hope it turns out good, because Cars 2 sucked. But Cars 3 looks like what Cars 2 should have been. Not a spy movie. So, but that's it for right now. Like I said, I'm going to try to be doing these more frequently. My next video, I'm looking to have it up by maybe Wednesday. More than likely, if no big news drops, I'll probably be talking about E3 and what each company could do to really surprise me this year. You know, I have some ideas. This year, I really think Nintendo's going to own E3, you know. I think this is their year where they're just going to dominate it, you know. They usually do good, but I think this is a year where they're just going to come out and just blow everybody out the water. And then maybe Microsoft, if they got on the bicycle correctly this time and did the Scorpio right, and don't try to promote it as a multimedia platform device. And then Sony, I don't know, you know. They, all of the games, like I said, we can discuss that later, but like Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy, don't announce big games if they're going to be 7 years away. You know, like Final Fantasy 7. It got delayed again. You know, they're saying we're struggling to kind of get this together. So don't release big games because it's stupid nowadays. It's dumb. Sure, you get the hype behind it, but that hype dies down if the game's not coming out for 7 years. So until next time, guys, I'll see you. You know, you gotta get ready for the work week this week. You know, happy Memorial Day, and you know, I'll talk to you guys later.